Welcome to Empyrion Galactic Survival, the Alpha 8 release that's still in the experimental mode, but we are on part 2. In the first part, we managed to get up and running and established, and what I want to do in this part is carry on gathering resources. I don't know how long we've got before the local nasties come out, but what I would like to do is actually gather enough resources to build a hover vehicle, because I think we need to get out and about and get mobile before we can do anything, before we can even build a base. I think that's probably the way forward. And what I want to do is keep coming out here. We're just going to keep grabbing, I think, as much of this stuff as well. I need fiber to power my drill. At the moment I don't have the fiber to power the drill. And of course we haven't got anywhere to actually mine at the moment. I don't want to use the drill on collecting rocks because the fuel is quite precious. And at the moment I'm still taking advantage of the darkness to get kind of farm out on this area here. Once it starts to get daylight and it starts to get a bit too hot, then we're going to effectively make a beeline towards the wreckage over there. But at the moment I'm just more interested in grabbing as much of this as we can, especially the fiber, because we need fiber for the actual biofuel. And I want to gather as many of these rocks and resources as possible as well, because again, once we find resources we can mine, but the trouble is the mining is going to be very, very basic, and we're going to go through the biofuel incredibly quickly. So the more of these iron and that we can get from the rocks up here, the better. Okay, we're just going to keep going out this way, guys, walking towards the moon. I think we've already got that. So I've been kind of wandering around arbitrarily in the dark for some time, and it's not exactly fun, but at least we haven't run into any of the local nasties yet, which is good. Hopefully there's some fiber here. Should be. Yep, thank you. Just keep walking out. I'm using the moon as a marker at the moment, but just to show you guys, I'm kind of walking out here. We've got the small wreckage. I'm kind of thinking maybe we can go that way actually. So there's a new marker over there, so maybe if we walk that way. This is the thing, guys. In the past you put down a marker and you'd be a couple hundred meters away. Now you put down a marker and it's 900 meters away. I mean, the planet is a heck of a lot bigger than it used to be. So it's going to be incredibly easy to get lost with this thing. Actually, we can actually get some more food. I'm not sure if we're actually going to be able to build the hover vehicle in this part, but I think this part is going to be more about getting the resources, doing the necessary exploration, which is what I think this initial stage actually is. And of course, if we collect plants, we get the XP, which is just as important. Okay, can't see anything there. We've got another rock here. And what I really want is as much copper, as I say, we can get from this field as possible. I thought I saw another rock there. Okay, never mind. Just keep going. We've got a little while yet before the sun comes up. I actually feel that I don't know if it's the size of the planet, but the clock seems to run a little bit slower than it used to do in 7.6, and I wonder if that's to do with the diameter of the planet. Although the days are longer, so the clock runs much slower, which in some ways is not. We'll get used to it, guys. Anyway, so come on, I want fiber here. No, one towards the wreckage, but I think there's some fiber there, so we're okay. Yeah, certainly want that fiber. Then we'll go off towards this new marker over here. And you never know, guys, we might find something. I'm a little bit twitchy because, as I say, I'm not too sure how much time I've got left before the local contingent of the bug uglies come out. Although I think out on the savannah here, the biggest problem is going to be temperature. I don't think there's going to be that much in the way of hostiles out here. I think the hostiles are going to be once we get into the trees, because we're going to have the jolly old spiders chasing us. They have changed the triceratops now. I was reading in the notes, it says that if you get close to the triceratops, they can get aggressive if you get too close and harass them. So if you get near them, you need to be a little bit more aware that they are sensitive, so that you don't actually do it. I mean, I'm not expecting to run into arachnids or anything on this planet. Famous last words. So we're just going to grab this, guys. Let's grab that. I mean, I could use the bike, but I think in the dark that you're going to miss stuff with the bike. So I think you just need to get here. Because the one thing you can do in the survival constructor now is you don't have to build a large constructor to build a hovercraft. You can actually, just to show you guys, if I oh, I've got something. If you actually do this and come here, you can see now if I actually, where is it? You can see all the elements you need to build a hover vehicle. You can't build a small vehicle, but you can build base elements and the various elements of the hover vehicle. I mean, we could actually unlock it all, but I think at the moment I'm quite happy just to be there. But you can see I've only got the one biofuel. I mean, we could drop that in there. Don't want a tent as a dead set. It's 10, so maybe we can just build 3 of those while I'm no, just have a look around here, grab a few rocks while that's actually building, because that's going to be a strategy that we can adopt. So I'm just going to grab that and anything else around here. You can see the sun's starting to come up. So wow, absolutely nothing. Oh, there's some rocks over there. So I mean, the constructor is just so slow. We do need to find the necessary resources. Let's just build this up. Let's just let this build, and then we'll pick the constructor up. So we've got a bit more biofuel. But you can see here, I've already gone through all the available there. You can see we're gaining lots and lots of sport food, but it doesn't actually, it's not actually used. I can't think. I think spoiled food is actually used for the greenhouse, and that's going to be a long way down the road, guys. So just going to pick that up, and of course we're going to pick that. So we're just going to keep walking this way. See if we can, let's say, temperature wise we're okay. I don't know if there's anything else we can eat. Got some more of these. So we got plenty of food. The big danger at the moment is actually spoilage. I mean, we could create that and just let this build, and then we can make some more. Actually, I think we'll just right. So I'm just going to make one more of those. So we've got we've basically cracked the food situation. Okay, guys, just going to keep going in this direction. Some rock over there tucked under that bush, I think. So, I mean, we're getting a long way away from the wreckage, but oops, no, didn't mean to do that. Actually, I think what we'll do is we've only got a minute odd to go, so I think what we're going to do is just going to cancel. Just going to delete that. Remove. And then I think what I'm going to do, guys, is we're going to start working our way towards the wreckage. But at the same time, I'm a bit reluctant to get into the trees while it's dark, because with my luck, I'm bound to just walk straight into a spider or something. So we're just going to come up here. So it's starting to get a bit lighter now. We've got 59 clicks before the sun comes up. So I think we'll just keep moving this way through the woods. I mean, I could jump on the bike, but I think at the moment it's far more important to gather the resources than get to the wreckage quickly. I mean, we could spend the whole day moving towards that wreckage. I mean, there's not much in the wreckage, if I remember correctly, from when I did my impressions video, simply because it duplicates what I've already made. I think all I might get is a few extra plants, so I'm not particularly that worried about actually getting to that wreckage as such. But at the same time, I do know the fact that close to that wreckage is some good mineral resources, which is something that we are going to need. So we're just gonna keep grabbing them. Okay, so we're just gonna grab that. Let's get back on path. Okay, we're just gonna have to enter the trees. It's 28 degrees at the moment. I don't know whether we're going to get cold or hot. I haven't quite worked out the temperature based gradients for these biomes now. And of course this is an experimental, so there's no guarantee that it's going to be totally stable. I'm just going to keep grabbing here. What I do really want is promethium. I think we'll grab some more spices on the way through, because that's given us 100 XP a pop. So we're just going to... And this is where I walk straight into the Spider Kings. Okay. What's that over there? Kind of hidden in the trees. Oh, that's bones, I think. Okay. Some honey. I mean, what we will probably do is actually use the wreckage as a kind of operational base. Is probably the best way to describe it. Just grab that. That's going to give us another 100 XP. Yeah, we're just going to use the wreckage as an operational base, because there is some extra storage in there, so which we could use, because obviously at the moment my inventory is slowly filling up. So having some extra storage capacity, I mean, you could use other pieces of wreckage, or technically you could even use the drop pod for storage if you wanted to. I mean, you don't have to come to this wreckage, but I say the main reason I'm coming towards... Wow, it's getting hot. Great. Why is it getting hot? We're in the trees. It's only morning. So why are we suddenly getting 36 degrees centigrade? Wow. I hate to think what it would be like up on that plane if these trees are going to be 36 degrees centigrade. I mean, yesterday, or in part 1, down in here, I was getting cold. Promethium. Wow, yes. We're certainly going to head for that promethium, because it's on the way to the wreckage. Although, great question. Let me just have a think, guys, what I am going to need, because in some odd way they've actually made the actual... Wow, it's sticking a little bit. Yeah, what's actually happened is... Oops, yeah. Okay. Fine here. What I want is, I don't want that. Can we make an ore scanner? Oh, we got to unlock it. Okay. Yeah, they've actually made a change in the mining, that they're actually using both the voxel based and the non-voxel based mining systems, and it seems to vary according to what you're actually mining. So I think what you actually do need is that to be able to detect some elements. So I think we're going to make an ore scanner. Again, if you don't follow the Robinson protocol, you actually get an ore scanner for free on medium, I think, or easy. I can't remember now. You do get it for free from one of those levels, but I'm just going to make that while we're at it. Okay, I'm just going to... Of course, that's going to fill my inventory up a little bit. I mean, we could make a drill. We got a drill. We could make a chainsaw. I don't think I'm going to worry about the chainsaw just yet. We may need that for get cellulose, I think, isn't it? Or nitrocellulose. So we're gonna head for the promethium, because there's no point building a hover vehicle if we don't have power. So of course we're certainly gonna pick the rocks up on the way through. Okay. Right, I'm just gonna... so we want... I don't care whether it's crushed stone or silicon, whatever it is, I want every resource I can grab at the moment, because building a hover vehicle is going to be quite a large investment, even the most basic of hover vehicles, because in some ways now with this update it's reversed. Normally you would build a base first, but I feel that you need to be mobile before you build a base, to do a bit of exploration to find the ideal location. I mean, I suppose you could set a base up, but of course you don't know how quick the drones will come in, so again you need the resources to be able to defend your base. But I mean, could you do that? I mean, get a large constructor in. I mean, will that strategy work? But I'd say my inclination is to go for a hover vehicle, given the size of the planet, so you can actually find resources. But maybe if this all goes wrong and blows up and I have to start again, guys, we'll adjust the strategy. Because again, this is one of the issues when you get a big major change like it is at the moment. Adjusting the strategy to what you actually want to do is a key part of actually learning. So we found some silicon. That's great. We can grab that on the way through. Right, there's some promethium over here. I'm pretty sure promethium, I think, uses the 7.6 version of the mining, so it's going to be little blobs and blocks. Now what I will say, guys, is see these really big rocks over here. If I come up and show you, these look like a good source. 32 degrees, okay, but see how much effort it's going to take to knock that large rock down, and all you're going to get is crushed stone. So if it's up in the thousands, just leave it be. Concentrate on the small stuff. Right, found some iron. That's great. Right, there's promethium over there. Okay, we've got this one here. Certainly going to take this because it's only 120. See the difference? When you think about it, here you're getting, all right, you're getting just a small amount of rock, but you need to get a really large amount to justify actually cutting through there. So there's the promethium. So see the blue circles, guys. Okay. Right, it's just going to load. Of course, I did hear from someone say that the drone is actually broken, and it is broken. Okay, so we're going to have to do this the hard way, and of course I'm going to have to make, and we don't have a jetpack as well, so I'm going to have to be a bit careful here, guys, in the sense that we're going to have to kind of go in a bit like a sideways mine, which is going to take up more resources, but at the same time we don't want to create this effect because we don't have a jetpack, so we've only got the ability to jump, and we can't jump very high, so this game can be cruel. We do need to kind of go in, you know, like this. Okay, and of course that's going to consume more of our biofuel if we've got to come in at an angle. Okay, and I can see some promethium there. I'm just going to keep chucking through like this, guys. Hopefully it won't be too deep. Okay. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of a slope in. Okay, this should work. God, all the things to think about. Such a long time since I've mined this way, guys. Anyway, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to mine through like this, and I'll see you once I actually get down to somewhere where we can actually pick up there. We're still 18 meters away from the actual promethium. Right, guys, so far I have dug a very, very big hole, and all I've got so far is 44 promethium. It is, this is painful. What I'm going to do is just keep going for the moment to see if I can get into here. Literally all these little blocks of things are coming out about 10 at a time, and what I'm going to do is just see if we can get through. I'm going to have a go at this one here, and then I think once I've got that, because I'm going through so much of my biofuel, it's incredible, and we just need to keep cutting through here. So I'll see you in a minute, guys, once I've got this block, and then we're going to find something else to do, because time is pushing on. Look at that. See, I've just got to that, and it's 16. That's 65. Wow. At last, something that's worth mining. I think I'm going to stop now, guys, because I've dug myself into a very, very deep hole, and I've got to dig myself out again now. Great. I mean, that was a big mine, but I don't think we really have much choice in doing that, guys. Okay, let's just... And as you can see here how much I was reduced down. So we've down to, we got 2 biofuels and a little bit left over, and we're still 600 meters from the wreckage. Wow. This is fun. Just gonna keep grabbing the rocks, because one good thing about mining that Promethium out is I did get a nice big pile of crushed stone, so we might be able to put that into good use in order to create elements that we are a bit short of. You can see we've got some silicon, we've got some iron, but I don't really want to mine any of that at the moment. We've got 101 iron, a bit short of silicon, we've got 141 crushed stone, got some Akua berries, and that's just, I think we're just going to eat these. We're probably going to give ourselves a bad stomach, but I think we'll be okay, guys. And oh, we got away with it. Okay. And we got here 37. So we're just going to eat these before they run out as well. Otherwise, it's just going to be spoiled food. So, I mean, we're affecting our health, but okay, that gets us back to maximum. Okay. As they say, better in than out in a survival situation. There's no point carrying around food that you might eat. Eat it. Especially if it's going to spoil like that. So we're down to 22 degrees centigrade. It's a bit windy at the moment. And we're in BM Forest, wherever that is. So I'm just going to keep walking. Actually, I think what we're going to do, guys, we're going to jump on the bike. I'm not seeing anything around here that's particularly great, so I think we're gonna just... Right, we found some copper. Okay, I'm just gonna... Found an iron deposit. Okay, so there's lots of materials around here. We just don't have... Search the wreckage and pick up anything you can find. Okay, I'm just gonna come here, guys, and nothing. We're just gonna... I think we're... Grab this up here. Okay. And actually, right. So here we are. We are at this base. And I think the way in, I think we can, if we knock out, deconstruct that. I mean, we'll get some basic iron ingots. I mean, it's a bit inefficient. I mean, you only get the 1 iron ingot, but it will allow us to get inside here. So we've now got some kind of operational base. And you can see here, guys, basically all I've got here is another survival constructor, a bike, some bottled water, but what we can do is now put some of this stuff into here, which we're not going to be using in the short term. Probably going to put the tent in there as well, actually. So we've got a bit of nitrocellulose, we've got some steel plates and various other bits and pieces. So what we can do is use this as a store. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to fix up a survival constructor here. Actually, can we just deconstruct that capacitor? We might get something out of it. Okay, nothing much. Looks like there's, oops, what have we got up here? Oh, come on. We can't actually get up. I'd like to get up here. Oh, there's a ramp up this end. Okay. Let's... because what I did spot is up here. Okay, is up here. What was that? Oh, got some copper ingots. That could be useful. So we can use this as a kind of defensive base, but I'm a bit worried about getting stuck in the holes here. So, because these are very much geared towards actually. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to kind of put this constructor down here as a kind of a permanent constructor. Now, what I would like to do is actually build a hover vehicle, but do we need anything else first? Anyway, it's just, we might as well put the resources in here because this is going to be our primary one. So we might as well put what we can in here, steel plates, and put the Promethium in. I think what we can do while I'm thinking is we'll make about 5 of those while I'm thinking about what I need to do. We might as well get some power cells running. Okay, so we've got the food, we've got this here. Okay, do I need a chainsaw? I mean, I think I will make a chainsaw. Okay. And I think what I want to do is just take advantage of the daylight to come out here. Actually, what can we get? I mean, of course, the advantage we got now is I can put this one on here because we've got 2 of them. Can I actually? No, we don't have enough. So we don't actually have enough fibre to make a. Okay, right. What we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go out and do some scouting. Actually, no. Let's just. Sorry about that. We can't do that. Hover vehicle. What do we need to unlock? We got 35 points. Wow. Well, we certainly need a cockpit, so we got to unlock that. Can't use that there. Can't use anything. We need hover engines. We might as well unlock that. RCSs. Don't need an O2 tank. We certainly got to have a fuel tank. We need a generator. And what we also need is thrusters. There we are. So that leaves us 21 points. I don't want to go over the top. What I wouldn't mind is an ammo box. Can we? Small ammo cargo box. Is that unlocked? So that looks like that's unlocked. We can make. Can we actually make a cargo box? Okay. Trouble is, I'm a bit concerned that we don't really have the resources. I'm going to just try. Okay, let me just. I mean, we're going to use up. Let's see if we can see what we can get for logs. See whether this has changed. Okay. So we've got a few logs. Let's go and drop that in the constructor. Okay. So we can actually make fibre from logs. Right, that's what I want. Because then it means if we can make fibre from logs, we can then actually, so let's chop some logs down, get some fibre going, guys. That means I can make fuel for my actual, well, make fuel for the chainsaw. We can also make fuel for the actual drill, and then that means I can actually then go out and do some deep mining. So we're just going to chop. We're going to use up this whole fuel lot. I don't want to get it to refuel, so I'm just going to be a bit careful, guys. I certainly don't want it to use up any more fuel than we have to. Okay, let's just chop this tree down. Right, I think that's enough. So I don't want to use. Okay, grab that. Just keep the piling up the XP. Right. We're going to keep the single survival. Just going to drop that in there, makes it more. So 1 log equals. Okay, let's just. Right, I think we've solved the fibre situation, and that should give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fuel. So that's piling up the fibre because each log that takes 1 log to get 20. So 1 log equals 2. So that's definitely something we need to work with. So we've got fuel, we've got that there. And I think what we're going to do is just have a wander around, see if we can find anything else here. Well, that's actually building up. See if we can gain extra resources. And then what we will do is do some mining. I'm very much aware that we are actually running out of time, which means we could end up in hostile territory very, very quickly if we're not careful. Okay, let's just keep going this way, guys. Anything else out around here that we need? We're also a little bit away from the source of protein for our food bars, so we're going to need to watch that as well. And we haven't actually got any food, so I think what we're going to do, just to wind this part up, and we should now have. We've got a couple of these fuel. Okay, what I'm going to do is what we actually really short of, probably silicon. Yeah, so what we're going to do, guys, is is there a silicon mine around here? Let's just have a quick look. Iron, silicon. Okay, let's just mark that. Where did this? There's the silicon mine, 256. We need to get there ASAP. Right, so to wind this part up, guys, we're just gonna. Can we go through bones? No. Should have known that. Okay. Right. Just gonna get to this silicon mine. Some other stuff out round here, so let me just jump off the bike. Whoops. Don't run away. We have got a spare bike. What I want to do is there's some more. That looks like fibre. We're just going to go up and grab that fibre to feed my fibre obsession. Okay. Now, stop messing about. What happened to the silicon? There it is. Okay, let's just get to the silicon, guys. Reload. Right. Now, is this going to be a... No, I think this isn't going to be... This is going to be the... I don't think this is actually going to be specific items, so... Okay, so we're going to have to get down into here. Okay. So we're just going to get down here to get the silicon, guys. I think the silicon is the important element we need. So we're just going to, again, same principle as before. We're just going to have to go in as a, from the side, which means we're going to go through a lot of resources here. Anyway, guys, I'm just going to cut down till I find the silicon, because I want to show you the difference between the two types of mining. So we're just going to, and of course, we're going to have to make sure that we don't get kind of trapped behind. Okay. No, still haven't found it. Okay. This could be a little bit dodgy, guys. Well, it says there's 97%, 98% left. How does that work, guys? How can it be 97% left? And I haven't actually mined anything. That doesn't make sense to me, guys. Right, so we're now actually picking, so it's almost like it's lagging. a little bit from the silicon perspective. Okay, so we got 11 silicon. You got to be kidding me. Okay. I think I much prefer the 7.6 version of mining, to be honest, guys. This is... I mean, it's not telling me whether I'm actually... It's like it's kind of coming up in fits and starts. Because in the past, you used to get like a crash, and then you had to pick things up. Okay. I think what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to keep mining around here. So we got here. We got 37 now. Okay. It's still not brilliant. I mean, it'd be enough to build a small, basic hover vehicle. But what I am worried about, guys, is we are now down the bottom of a vast hole. Okay. So I'm going to need to... Right, we're going to have to make some steps. Right, we're down onto the last one, so I don't think I can afford to... So just cut through here. Maybe we'll just cut across here. Like this. It's also getting dark, which is slightly worrying as well. Okay. Come on. Right, guys, it took a long time to get out of this flaming hole, and you can see here I made a bit of a mess because this is the original hole and I kind of lost my way in the dark, but we finally got out of it. Wow. And that goes to show what a pain in the neck it is now mining, especially when you're short on fuel. So what we're going to do, guys, is just going to walk back to the wreckage, and then that's where I'm going to call it for this part, guys. It's been a little bit frustrating. As I say, in the next part we will do the necessary work on building the hover vehicle. We're getting very close to the danger period now, where the nasties are going to be out and about and trying to kill us. So this is where I'm going to leave it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting, and until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.